Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we have a Manassas campaign for you. It's 2 fun rounds tonight, so nothing with the tabletop. However, it should still be great nonetheless. Our first round is going to be the Bloody or Sunken Lane, followed up by the Anderson's Counterattack. Before we get into this, thank you to our YouTube members for the support. If you'd like to support, go beneath the video and hit the join button. By doing so, you can get a live stream of all the broadcasts we do, so you can get instant access to everything we cover. You can advertise your regiment on the bottom of our videos and get an additional broadcast per week. So, our regiments for tonight. On the CSA side, you have the Missouri State Guard, you have 2 Corps, 10th Tennessee, Sussex Brigade, 12th Virginia, and the Colquitt's Brigade, whereas on the Union side, you have the Iron Brigade, Mississippi Brigade, Jackson's Division, 10th United States, 5th New Hampshire, Pennsylvania Army, and I Corps. Server pop, as of now, it's 205, just what I like to see personally, which maybe I'll explain that later, but it is a 5-man imbalance in favor of the Union side right now. Union doesn't have artillery, CSA does, and they have 5 on it, so our infantry imbalance is 10. That being said, frontline reporters today on our Union side, you have Tactical Potato from the Jackson's Division. Other end of things, you got Zoo, the man who runs the event himself, from the Banners, part of Sussex Brigade. Appreciate these guys so we can see what's going on the ground while also seeing what is going on in the sky. So, Bloody Lane is a 52% ticket advantage to the attacking Union side. That is one of the highest ticket imbalances in this game. However, despite that imbalance, as of late, CSA has played this map a lot more competitively. That's partially due to the increased player server count, maybe just better reactions to attacking meta, and maybe just poor attacking in general. But, nonetheless, CSA has played this a little more competitively. And Union has traditionally gone down this CSA right side. They'll just group up behind this little crest of a hill here, and they'll just charge right in to the CSA, trying to wipe out, take this corner, and then push in. It used to be one of the quickest maps I ever played when I was playing this game back in 2020. Mind you, that was, what, 150 players total compared to what we have now. Up to 350, available 500. But Union, as of late, has done 2 different things. They have either sent back on the snake fence and shot it out with the CSA in the sunken lane, which I think is pretty dumb. But you'll also see the Union kind of form up on this right side and try to charge and take this side instead of the other side. Now, maybe it's just to try to catch the CSA off guard by going over here, but it is a lot more open or exposed, you could argue, than trying to charge down that side. But anyways, regardless, Union has to charge to the open. They have the tickets to kind of eat. They have that ticket advantage. But anyways, weapons on this map, Union attack. They have the 8th Ohio with the Springfield 55 or the Springfield 61. And then they also have the 69th New York with the Springfield 42. So they've got the buck and ball shotguns, essentially. And CSA defense, on the other hand, they have the 6th Alabama with the option of the Enfield and the Lorenz. And then they have the 14th North Carolina with the option of the Enfield, Springfield 55, and 42. So half CSA's got buck and ball as well. Corn Brigade's not here, but 12th VA is honoring them there as they are shifting out. Holding on the CSA right side, you got the Missouri State Guard, 5th North Carolina, and the Banners. Having kind of a little shootout here with some PA 5th New Hampshire guys. Just skirmishing. Union's waiting a while here, which is a little confusing because this event, they don't have a Steam chat. The officers can't communicate over a call. If they want to communicate, they got to use the in-game text chat or they got to talk to each other in-game. But the longer, as an attacker, you wait to do something, defenders start to realize it. Now look at 12th VA is now over here. Looks like some more CSA are following. And Union's just going in with a little over half their team. Looks like Union bringing up one of the flags. Some of them are staying back in the corn, so maybe some miscommunication with that. Like that, Union's going to the extreme CSA flank. They're kind of spread out, but they're trying to get the flank of the CSA.
Hold the breach. Hold the breach. Hold the lot. Just hold.
So, Union actually taking this pretty well. Now, you do have CSA reinforcements from that CSA right collapsing in, trying to help flank and cut off the side of the Union here. Still kind of a shootout over here. It's the Banners trying to hit, I think it's 10th US here.
Stab and go, stab and go, stab and go, gentlemen. Stab and go, move it, stab and and go! Stab and go! Stab and go!
But Union's got a foothold. Where are those flags? I don't know how that flag got out. Nice job, Edgar.
Goodbye.
But looks like you got Union flags. They stayed back. And that's the thing. Flags are spawning in someone every 5 seconds. It's going to be very hard to hold ground when you don't bring your flags up as an attacker, because the defenders are defending. They're going to have their flags right there and be able to kind of reform a line. But you do have Union continuing to trickle up. Tickets are in Union's favor, despite CSA holding the initial push. Union flag still holding back.
Pistol boy!
Pistol, pistol!
Banzai! Banzai!
So, I mean, considering this is a great start as an attacker, if as long as you're even on tickets with a defender, you're doing fine. Obviously, you want to be up if possible, which the Union is. But as long as you're even, you could even be down a fourth of a morale stage as an attacker and still be in a great place. You could argue that very easily. So, ticket gap kind of separating a little bit. You got more Union reinforcements starting to bring those flags up a little closer, and they're going to try to continue this action here, which Union needs. These charges are great for the Union, because if it's non-stop melee, there's going to be a tendency to have more skirmishing and out-of-line deaths, because people are more spread out, which results in those, and those result in more tickets lost for your team compared to when everyone's just clumped up together in formation. And since Union has a ticket advantage, the longer these charges kind of go out, more skirmishing, more out-of-line, that's really going to hurt the defenders more over the long run, you would expect. Now, obviously, it's a generalization, and every individual case is different. But, I mean, so far this is going great for Union. They're slightly ahead. It looks like they're going to make another push. Now bringing all their flags up here. I think 3 of them.
Brace, 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 brace!
And it seems, I don't know if this is part of the CSA plan. CSA is not really ever organized. I mean, they're kind of organizing, but they're a little spread out. You got some guys back here on the snake fence here. You got some with like 12th VAs holding here. You got some holding up here. And Union's just bonsaiing this, and whoever's up on the snake fence of CSA just gets wiped. CSA not to engage. The big thing for CSA, too, is that they're not getting these Union flags down. It's not like Union was bringing those flags up, but that's why Union's able to stay in this fight for the large part. It looks like they have all 4 flags over here. And, I mean, there's 4 flags spawning in somebody every 5 seconds. So that's 4 guys every 5 seconds. I mean, that's hard to outpace in a lot of cases. At least consistently. So flag discipline, very important for both sides. More for an attacker. CSA starting to push back up here. Banners, MSG. I mean, it's really just a mix of everyone in CSA here. Trying to push up and take this fence line back to hold this position. Union flag starting to retreat. And CSA is trying to countercharge here to get some flags. I like the idea here from 12th VA, but Union has great flag discipline, and they got out before 12th VA could get those flags down. So,
Shoot them while they run. Shoot them while they run.
Alright.
great moves from Union. I mean, CSA had a fine defense, all things considered. They're actually really...
Down and retreat. Kill them fucking flags and retreat, Tennessee. Kill them flags and retreat. Cut the grass up there.
Yeah, they're trying, but Union's played a great round so far, and this looks like some of the Union skirmishers pushed down and took that corner over there, which might distract some more CSA. So, it's like 5th NC is going to go try to stop. Who's over here? 5th North. Oh my goodness, we're going to say all the wrong ends. The 5th New Hampshire and some PA guys. I guess they're still over here. But it might distract CSA. Union's could reform and go in again. But, you know, Union played that pretty well. All things considered, they did a lot better than what I was expecting, per se. They sat here for a while. It gave CSA time to react and respond. Maybe they didn't see him, but, I mean, you could see those flags. I mean, that one's definitely more exposed. Rip that guy who just died in my camera. But even those flags back in the corn.
Why the fuck do I have...
I mean, maybe CSA didn't see it. I didn't know. But regardless, great first push from Union. They're slightly down in tickets, but again, not terrible for them. I've never realized the battery there. So.
See that counter-strike we did on them, bro?
Yeah, that was good. That was good stuff. You sent them back in.
But CSA kind of forming back up again. Union, for now, getting in a shootout, which shootouts from these distances, I mean, it could change for all we know with that 2-month-ago update with the ballistics. But it used to be where shooting wouldn't really do a whole lot. Now it's doing a little more with the increased accuracy of a minimum of 60%, which all the guns that can be possibly used in today's fight are 60% decreased bullet spread to what they were before. So maybe the shootout will do a little more damage. But generally these long shootouts don't really change the tickets a whole lot. But I mean, we'll see. I think the first noticeable shootout working was in this event that I noticed compared to all the events I watch, which I watch 6 events a week, 2 European, 4 NA. But the roulette lane match on this event is when I first saw CSA like shooting down the Union and actually getting back a ticket lead. It was quite impressive.
I've just seen that go wrong too many times.
So of course we'll see what happens as the round progresses here.
Shifting left to right.
Oh, no, never mind.
Hey, hostile shifting left to right. Shifting left to right.
I mean, I think that's another side note. You can hear Zapstar yelling about Union shifting. If Union ever shifts on the top of this hill, they should really back off here. I mean, if they don't want to be seen anyways. Especially the flags, because, I mean, CSA can see the crest of this hill here. So, the biggest reason why I don't like the shootout from the position up here, as I mentioned at the beginning, is it's just, I don't think it's going to change the needle a whole lot. Again, maybe with the new ballistics again, as mentioning a moment ago, that might change things. However, we'll see. Generally, you would think a shootout would have favored the attackers. Shootouts, there's so many variables going into if your shot hits, like the person's skill level, there's the sway of the weapon, there's your elevation changes, suppression. There's a lot of factors, right? So there's so many factors. I would say that it's generally a 1-to-1 trading kills, which means generally it's a 1-to-1 trading tickets. And since the attackers have a 52% ticket increase, and this really applies to all attacking maps outside of Maryland Heights where the tickets are even. But since the attackers have a larger pool of tickets, it's going to hurt them less over the long run, at least compared to the defending team. And I mean, maybe it could work for Union. Actually, I will edit what I said a moment ago. I said I saw in a roulette lane, Garland's stand, I've also seen Union able to shoot down CSA and actually get a ticket lead from shooting down. So, of course, we'll see what happens here. But, I mean, tickets have seemed to even out here.
Double rank.
So Union is crawling back and tickets making it even, which it's good to see. At least before that ballistics update, you could not shoot your opponent down. Because, I mean, right, 60% bullet spread decrease. Like, that's a huge amount. And so the problem is that when you have these flags spawning somebody in every 5 seconds, and on top of that, really inaccurate weapons, it just meant you can never shoot down your opponent, shoot them out of position. You could never hit them to get a ticket loss on them. I mean, it was ridiculously tough to actually do something. And that update made things a lot better, in my opinion. The 5-second flag respawn, I don't mind it as much anymore with the increased accuracy, because my biggest gripe with changing the flag spawns from 10 seconds to 5 seconds was that you couldn't shoot someone out of a position. It took strategies away from the game and really just reverted War of Rights to a, all right, we got to charge and hope this works. Now, I love charging. I like aggressiveness. But when it's the only strategy to win a game, you know, it's not too much of a strategy game in a sense. Right? I mean, that's the cool thing with, like, this map, for example, is that, as mentioned, right, the Union meta at the beginning, they could charge down this far Union left and just hit the CSA. Like, that was a plan Union would always go. But now you also see Union doing what we saw over here. and push down this far side. And you also see Union like sitting back on this snake fence and sitting and shooting. Now everyone has preferences. I don't think it's going to do a whole lot, at least compared to charging. You have the ticket advantage, might as well charge and win. However, there's different opportunities for different strategies, and that is what makes a strategy game great. And it's nice to see different strategies as well, because otherwise, you know, otherwise I could just throw up another sunken bloody lane match on here, and you know, you could pretty much see the same thing. Most matches are roughly they have the same idea, but there's still differences in all of them, and it's neat nonetheless. But tickets are still slightly even. I mean, the shootout's been going for 4 or 5 minutes now. I mean, Union has caught up a little bit on tickets, so you'd probably think they would get a ticket lead soon. I mean, yeah, as I've been flying through here, not a lot of the CSA has been shooting at the Union. A lot of them are just hunkering down, trying to play the time game, which is not a bad idea from the CSA at all. CSA is confident that they can hold the charge as well. Again, half the CSA team is bucking ball, so they're like, we can use it, and it'll work great. So if we're confident being able to hold these lines, let's sit back, kind of turtle in a sense, not really turtling, but just hiding in cover, and force our opponent to charge in at us. Because eventually Union's going to be like, okay, we are not dealing enough of a ticket loss to the CSA. We are running out of time. There's still 27.5 minutes, a lot of time, but eventually it's going to get to a point where it's like, okay, we don't have enough time. So then they'll have to charge in, and CSA seems confident in that. So there's just the little strategy games back and forth that are great to see.
Up on the fence.
Peace only.
At the flag, at the flag. You see it there.
At
bud.
the flag.
At the flag.
Fire. Back down.
Pull back.
Pull back.
So, I mean, I guess we'll see what happens. Union's probably going to have to charge at some point. I mean, tickets are being lost on both sides. It looks like at a similar pace at this point.
Flag. Flag.
But
Flag.
this is why, in my opinion, a lot of the drill camp maps are not that great, which we're not going to see next round. But a good design for an attacking map is if they can have 2 or 3 lanes, preferably 3 lanes of attack. That makes sense.
Fix your bayonet. One more shot, fix bayonet.
That's a good song. I used to listen to that for a while. However, I unfortunately, for reasons you all probably know, could not be close to music. So, with that all being said, because Bloody Lane, anyways, Union can hit the far left. I guess they can hit the far right. I mean, you could argue they have some rocks. We saw it do them earlier, and then they can kind of shoot in the center, not necessarily charge through the open. But, you know, there's 3 options for strategies for Union here. A lot of the drill camp maps, you don't really see that a whole lot. So, I mean, can we see it? 25 we charge, so they are chatting in the little text chat, bottom left side of the screen there. And I have that off because I think it looks bad. Yeah, at least with the setup we have here. But believe me, when you hop on War of Rights, this is not what the game looks like. I mean, the compass is there in a sense. I've altered it a little bit, but anyways, Union's gonna get going. Looks like they're going down this right side. They got the 69th leading the front here, which if Union ever charges, some of their team has buck and ball and some of them don't. The buck and ball people should be in the back, in my opinion. But regardless, the question is going to be, can CSA react? Union spread out, shot kind of across the whole width of the map, and CSA kind of responded by doing the same. Looks like they're starting to sprint down here as Union's going to slam into the CSA wall.
Sorry.
They should hit both sides down to taking losses.
Get back, boy! No, don't back off.
right side!
It's a Yankee.
Union bringing their flags up unlike the previous time. CSA reinforcements trying to flank down. Some also maybe trying to do a little end around here. If CSA can get the Union flags, again, it'll kind of halt that Union charge and it could take them out of the fight for a few minutes. Here comes CSA reinforcements.
Fuck you, Zoo!
And it looks like Union flags are being taken out right now by 5th VA here. And some banners, guys. Really nicely done from them, but Union has won the corner. Similarly, they got 2 CSA flags out, and Union's going to turn around and be able to get their flags back. So again, nice idea there from CSA, but it looks like Union was able to outright win the main portion of that charge. 12th VA and MSG are now shifting over to the fight. CSA main spawn right here, so it's not terribly far from the fight. And they would most likely be able to get their flags. 3 CSA flags are down. That means they just can't get those mobile respawns. They got to spawn back at main and run up to the action. If they die, they got to keep doing that. So flags for defenders are still important, even though they might not be as important as an attacker's flag. But Union's starting to get a ticket lead, about a 4th of a morale stage head right now. And Union's got a foothold on the sunken lane. CSA trying to go up and over. Trying to get maybe some flanking shots on the Union. 12th VA going there. Nice little angle here. And it's going to be... The Union has 3. I assume they've got a 4th flag over there. But it's going to be hard to throw the Union off.
Boss, we got 2 on flag.
Hey, start shooting to the west. Start shooting to the west. Everybody shoot west. There's a mass of them west.
So CSA slowly getting those flags back. Just trying to kind of form up here a good chunk of the corn. Union. I mean, this is great. You got the officers. Some JD guys are actually going in. Trying to just get a couple more CSA kills. I mean, that ticket gap is growing more and more in Union's favor. About a 1/3 of a morale stage ahead right now. And, I mean, Union can afford ticket losses. This is what you get also with a 52% ticket advantage. You could... It's like Dunker Church as well. Once Union actually gets into that CSA line and gets into these close engagements, whether it be a charge or a shootout, the ticket gap starts to spread. It gets to a point where the attacking Union side here can just throw away tickets. As long as they get CSA down, they can do well. Dang.
Fuck you, Yankee! Yeah, fuck you, Yankee! Fuck you, fucking bastards! Fucking
Beautiful singing. However, we got some more action here. CSA trying to flank banners, going in from the side. Looks like with some 2-core guys as well. Bringing 2 of their flags that way. CSA don't really... I don't see them condensing in on the other side. They aren't. And any second now, CSA is going to drop into breaking. At that point, Union get the cap and end the round and win.
Speed bump.
Damn yaks, you damn yaks, come here!
And I mean, this is the thing, right? If the CSA from this side collapsed in, and now they're starting to, 10th Tennessee's leading that, they have a chance to swallow up the Union here. Union's, again, flag discipline at this point for the Union, because it looks like they're not, they're gonna, at least going to get wiped.
Get his flags up. Get him up and out.
And great job from Union, at least responding relatively fast. They're trying to get those flags out as the CSA guys just storming in. And Union is at least going to get 2 flags out. This one should be recoverable, although it might take a couple losses. CSA at breaking. And you actually have Union, a whole regiment or so. Probably PA and... Oh, it's IB.
Sorry, what?
Rebs front.
Rebs
Full
front.
Left.
Shoot 'em.
Fucking ball those sons of bitches. Keep killing them.
IB
They're coming.
providing a distraction
Keep killing them. They're coming.
a little bit. Again, they got to get their flag out. Looks like MB is with IB here. CSA is going to roll over them pretty soon. They got to get that flag out.
We gotta push him down now. We got the number. Push him down now. Don't let him get that flag back. Do not let him get that flag back.
So, Union has 2 flags down. This one's going to be a lot harder to recover, but, I mean, Union's not in breaking yet. They're close to hitting that. CSA starting to drop through breaking, so Union's probably got about a fourth of a morale stage, maybe a little less than that right now. But CSA is kind of holding a forward position here, at least getting a couple more kills on Union before they reform. Also making sure Union doesn't run down and pick up that flag, at least for the moment. But, I mean, Union's in a dang near great spot right now. Now, we'll see where Union wants to go next. I assume they'll go for their flags. You do have some
Yankees. They're in the corner. Get them.
Union over here. And CS is going to get some nice out of lines. Might hit Union to breaking. Maybe. But, anyways. Yeah, Union's played a good round so far. We'll see where they want to charge. They could wait for these flags, or at least this one, to despawn if they really want to. It's a 5-minute despawn time. And that's the pros are really being aggressive on any map. Is even if the charging in and attacking doesn't work off the rip, it'll... the aggressive nature, it goes fast, right? There's a lot of charges. It doesn't take a lot of time to do them. And generally, charges decide the round because they deal the most amount of tickets. They generally, charges deal with actually attackers trying to take ground, not like a shootout where you're just kind of shooting each other back and forth. But charges and aggression decides the rounds. And if you get those out of the way early, what you'll do is, as an attacker, you'll have a lot of time left on the clock. You'll have time to adapt your strategy if you want to. You can keep doing the same thing if it's working, but if it's not working, you have time to adapt to the situation and go forward with whatever you please. The thing is that if, as an attacker, you just sit and shoot for the whole round, barely get anyone's tickets down on both sides, and then decide to charge in later in the match, you're going to be stressed due to a little thing called time. When you don't have a lot of time, you're stressed. It's like if you have a project for school or whatever, right? If you wait till the last minute, you're going to be stressing, and you might not always make the best decisions. So, it's a similar concept here. Very similar. Obviously, you could argue if it's more important than a school project, I guess, but yeah. Anyways. But no, yeah, Union's been aggressive. They have a lot of time left. They can sit and shoot this out for the rest of the match if they want to. If they want to keep charging in, they can. I mean, really, the opportunities for Union are kind of endless at this point. CSA already's getting about a hit or so, which, I mean, they're overshooting by a lot. Which, I'm intrigued, because Artie hits a guy, there's a red mist, Artie's like, oh, we hit the shot. I wonder if they're like, okay, we're going to aim the same exact thing because we just got a hit. Or if they change it. Because it's like they saw a red mist, but also their shot went a bazillion miles over. Do they know that, though? I don't know. Probably not. But they saw a red mist, so they're probably going to do it again, the same type of shot. I mean, we'll see. Never mind. That one was on the money. Looks like it maybe only killed one, though. So... Man, that's a crisp volley from CSA. And also just, oh, with the smoke, it's a beautiful thing. Hey, yo. Hey, yo. You, oh my goodness, who is this man? Condor from 10th US. Knight's trying to chase him down. Covering fire from the Union. Condor goes down, but he got that flag really close to the Union line. Really well done by him. Friendly's going to push up and get that flag. Canadian Stereotype, though, wants to try to stop it. And we got the melee of the century here, both missing a stab. And the Canadian Stereotype missed the last stab, and Oler gets the kill. Absolute cinema. So, it's rough. The shootout we saw earlier in the match, both sides went down on tickets about the same pace, which is a little surprising. Granted, Union is much more of an exposed position. CSA's in the sunken lane. They have a death lane. We saw them crouching earlier, but, I mean, crouching for cover. But when they rise up and get to shoot here, a lot of these Union guys are crouching, so each death is going to be triple the amount of tickets. When you die clumped up by a bunch of people, you're dying formation, you lose 1 ticket. If you're crouching, regardless of how many people are by you, or if you're by 2 people while standing up, you'll be in skirmishing. You lose 3 tickets when you die. If you're off by yourself, even with one other person, you're out of line, and you lose 5 tickets. Now, is that ratio exactly correct to what is in the game? No, but it's pretty close to my understanding, and it's just a good representation. So, excuse me. In turn, this is why this another great game design decision is to enforce people or encourage people to stick together. Anyways, it looks like Union's gonna charge now. You know, for the amount of shots that CSA are doing right now, they are not hitting much, at least from what I'm looking at. CSA, Artie, are you trying to knock down your own friendlies with that shot? My goodness, here we go. You got Union reinforcements trying to crank down on this side. However, you have CSA there already. Looks like they got a flag down on the process. Union, at least on this right side, maybe starting to get a little bit of a foothold. However, you got more CSA reinforcements rolling up. Union flags, you can see they're having a little campfire back there, enjoying themselves, watching the charge from a distance. CSA is about to go into last stand. And, again, flag discipline is huge at this point. CSA is about to drop into last stand, meaning if they die, they don't come back. Union, on the other hand, if they go to their last stage of final push, the black timer will be lowered to a couple of minutes if the time is above whatever that selected time is. But they still have infinite spawns. And that's why these flags are real important late game for Union, because if Union actually wants to stay contesting the point when CSA dies and can't come back, you know, it'd be nice to have your flags to respawn up in the fight and not have to spawn all the way back at your main spawn, which that's where it is. It's about a minute and a half hike out from point, not including time to get bayonet and reload if you choose to do that. So at this point in the round, CSA, the goal of CSA is a very simple one. You are very close to hitting last stand. You need to hit Union into final push before they charge you next. The reason being is because now Union has 9.5 minutes to just keep shooting you down for a while. You need to put pressure on Union, make them to, or at least force them to try to make a mistake. How do you do that? You get them down to final push, and you need to get kills. Union, at this point, they just need to shoot it out with CSA for as long as they can. Well, maybe not anymore. Generally, though, if you're in braking or lower braking and the defender said last stand, you want to shoot it out for a minute or so just so you can weaken them up before you charge in. Because again, at this point, if a guy die, he don't come back. Union's got a little over 3 minutes, though. Looks like you do have Union starting to cut from the CSA right side. CSA hasn't really defended this side in a hot minute, and can you blame them? The point's not even close to there. But you got mostly PA heading down this way. CSA just trying to hunker down, hold off as long as they can before time's up. Angel. 2 missed shots. Awesome.
Get him, shoot him down.
Anyways, with them on point, here comes the rest of the Union. Hit the middle of nothing.
Here. To the right of here. Fire well. I have an idea.
It's just a massive concussion.
So Union's starting to take that point back. CSA trying to hold in the core, and although you got some pushing out, 12th BA's pushing out. Rest of the CSA getting up on that snake fence, trying to shoot the Union off, but CSA has to charge. You cannot let the Union flags live. Every 5 seconds, again, someone spawned in, and CSA just can't afford this. They obviously don't have respawns. And unfortunately, it looks like they're not breaking through this line. Some CSA are starting to trickle over from the other side of the road here.
Hey, you can't come here.
Points still going in Union's favor. However, it goes back. The flag discipline's huge. Union's got to get the flags out. Looks like you got a lot of Union guys still over here. Union has a flag down right now. This is how CSA wins, getting these Union flags down. I don't know. This is going to be close, perhaps, maybe. How many CSA are left? Ooh, maybe not. Union still has 3 flags up. They're going to get respawns. This game's going to be over in about 45 seconds.
My bad, Caden.
Get in there. Webb, get in there. I trust you. Get in there, Webb.
Come on, boys.
Do that.
Careful.
Push it.
Witness me!
Officer! Ow. Why?
You are witnessed. No hope, no.
Drive them out.
On point, bodies on point.
I'm gonna touch you inappropriately.
So that is going to be our first round tonight. Really good round from Union. It's always surprising to see Union charge down. Maybe Union likes charging down on this side because there's a lot more open ground for you to charge in. Because when you charge on this side, you're kind of limited to the straight fence and out of bounds, which is not that wide compared to that side. So I wonder if that's why Union likes charging over there. Perhaps. Who knows? But regardless, Union plan worked well tonight. They played aggressive. They were able to stay up there for a while. CSA wasn't getting those Union flags down. And that's really what killed them. Union flag discipline was the reason why Union won this round. Probably the biggest reason, I would say. CSA didn't play a bad game, but CSA played like a 6.5 out of 10. Again, it's just mostly because of those flags. But really, when Union reacted as good as they did with the flags for the round, not much you can do with CSA there. But yeah, that's just really good round from Union. They kept up the aggression, charged in a lot, gave themselves plenty of time at the end of the round to kind of sit and shoot out. And as a result, anytime CSA had a ticket lead, Union was able to even it back out and maybe even get a slight ticket lead. So look at some of these arty shots, though. A good amount are actually hitting on the Union line. Just the first two debated me by hitting out here into nothingness. But there's some more. Look at that. Anyways, good first round, and we'll see you all shortly for round number 2. And here we are with our second round, the Andersons counterattack, 10% ticket advantage to the attacking CSA side. I hear something in my ear that I want to find. Where is it at? Sussy Brigade. I'm hearing them singing their song. There they are. I haven't heard this in a while.
On these rocks. Hold here. Hold.
You will know if you go on to my channel and look at the shorts tab, there's 2 shorts there. I took down all the shorts, put them on a clips channel. Clips channel's in the description if you like the daily short content. Still posted on that other channel. However, in terms of shorts, that one is there and an edit is there. I like that one because it's really funny, but also it did the best out of all the other shorts. And I'm like, wow, this one's pretty funny and it did pretty good, so we kept it up there. Anyways, complete sidetrack to this whole introduction, but Anderson's counterattack, 10% ticket advantage to the attacking CSA side. Our numbers are 7-man inbounds favor of CSA with a total of 221. CSA does not have artillery. Union does, and they have 10. Very questionable in my decision. We'll see that in a second. It's a 17-man infantry imbalance right now in favor of the CSA side. Now, Union artillery is right here. CSA have already overran it, which is what normally happens here. Banners have done that. But this map is pretty much one-dimensional. You'll sometimes see CSA go over here and skirmish, but that doesn't really happen a whole lot. Normally, you'll see the CSA side gather up on this side because this is really the only area that Union can defend on this map. It's in the woods. It causes chaos. There's a lot more cover compared to the open field that is the rest of the map. It's also closest to the point, which is why Union likes to hold on this side. But CSA, they can charge the Union out if they want. They can also try to cap point to force Union out into the open and then engage them there. Weapons on this map, Union has the 9th New York with the Springfield 61. They also have the 89th New York with the Enfield. CSA, on the other hand, both regiments, the 2nd and 4th North Carolina, have the option of the Springfield 55, the Enfield. But more importantly, CSA has the 42s. So they have shotguns, which in the woods is just effective. This map is historically heavily CSA biased, and we actually have a Union charge. JD's going to go into CQB, seeing light numbers push forward. Might as well charge him out, but you got to be wary to overextend. I mean, look at barely any fighting, just shootouts, and CSA's up by a 1/4 of a stage. So, at this point, Black Timer stopped with the counterattack since Union's in battle ready. It's a 20-minute counterattack. That's what you see with the gold timer underneath the Black Timer. And the thing is depending on the morale series defender, that time is different. But at this point, everyone's still losing tickets. However, if Union retakes the point, they will go up to the percentage of tickets of the attackers if they're down tickets. So, Banner's going... Actually, really, Sussy Brigade is going behind the whole Union team. Rip Cheeto there. Very ballsy here from the Sussy Brigade. Having that flag back there, because again, you don't want to lose a flag. The rest of the CSA is kind of holding out this side. I will also note at this point, Union is considered the attacking team, so they can hit final push. CSA is considered the defenders. They can hit last stand. If Union retakes on a CSA last stand, they can win the game, but you rarely see that. It's hard to pull off. Anyways, Union's got to retake this point quickly. One, because CSA is losing tickets right now. And if the CSA side is losing tickets, since Union is down tickets, Union will regain tickets. And as Union, you want to regain as many tickets as possible. So you don't want to kill a whole lot of CSA, have CSA be down to, like, engage, and then you go up to engage. You'd rather be up at a beginning battle ready with CSA right now, but Banners' Sussy Brigade is being charged out right now, which...
Alan, where do you go? Oh, shit. Yeah, there you go.
Looks like he's running that flag out of bounds. Smart decision there. And a few remaining CSA guys are going to charge in here. Interesting decision. It definitely distracted a lot of the Union. Maybe we'll let their friendlies push forward if they notice that Union's kind of backed off a little bit. But, I mean, it distracted Union for a little bit. Didn't do too much, though. And they got their flag out, which inevitably would have probably been the biggest critique of that whole thing. Because, again, CSA, you don't want to lose a flag behind the Union defensive line. You don't want to lose a flag back there. But I will note, as mentioned, last round, I said it, where it's if a flag is dropped inbounds, it's a 5-minute despawn timer. If the flag is dropped out of bounds, it is a 20-second despawn timer. There's a lot of trolls who just run the flag out of bounds, like straight out of bounds for 30 seconds, die automatically because when you're out of bounds for 30 seconds, you die. And then it would just sit there for 5 minutes. Basically, a team couldn't do anything. So Devs made the change. It was a good change.
Hold here, keep engaging, keep engaging.
But CSA starting in toward Union is not making any team effort on the point. There are regiments moving out or so, but no one's really pushing on the point. JD's starting to move through the point now. However, I don't know if they mean to go on point. I mean, maybe they do. They are stopping on these rocks, and the Union is decapping. So I assume it was on point. So you got some more CSA, 12th VA trying to shift over, keep that point capped. And I mean, CSA could outright just try to hold this for the whole game if they so choose to. If Union does hit final push and the gold timer is high enough, similarly to how we saw the black timer drop last round when Union hit final push.
Fuck, we got him.
If Union hits final push now on this round as well, that gold timer can drop.
We got L formation, boys.
Probably one of the rarest things you'll ever see in this game is a gold timer dropping. So, Union is holding back here. This is on point, despite it being super far away from that marker for some reason. The boundaries are weird. When you're in game and you're on the point or off the point, it'll notify you if you are. It used to be where the game wouldn't tell you if you were on point or not, so you just kind of had to guess in a sense. There's in the IVB Discord, if I remember right, they have a channel that is dedicated to photos of the boundary lines that date back to late 2019 or early 2020, around that time anyways. So
Again, already got charging us. Already got charging right in front. There he is. Get his ass.
and that already got knocks Union into engaged. So I don't personally don't understand why Union's making zero attempt to go for the point here. Maybe they're thinking CSA is just going to give it up willingly, which, I mean, Union is inching more and more guys over to try to retake it, but CSA is not giving it up. So Union's going to have to charge, and you might as well get that charging out of the way because CSA's lost 2/3 of a stage now in this counterattack, roughly. And that means if Union, imagine Union wins the point now, they'll be 1/3 of the way into battle ready, about the same point as CSA, and or they'd be 2/3 of the way through battle ready, have 1/3 of a stage left. Here comes some charging though. You'd much rather be at a full battle ready though, which is what CSA wasn't at the beginning of this counterattack at 40.5 minutes instead of whatever they're going to be soon. Union charges in. Looks like it was some... I don't know who charges in for Union there, actually. I didn't hit T. It looks like it's just a mix of guys. 10th US going in here for Union a little late. Very disorganized charge from the Union side. Weren't going in all together and allowed CSA to kind of defeat Union in detail. And now Union has a flag down right now. Looks like you got more Union, though, starting to shift over. Got JD now shifting around outside of the woods to fight on this side. But that's the thing is you gotta... Oh my goodness.
Hey, Yank. Have a bayonet.
Looks like 10th Tennessee charged Union out on this side. Maybe there's some more CSA. Don't exactly know. Heck of a thing to miss, wouldn't you say? But 10th Tennessee at least wins that. Looks like you got some CQB guys with them as well. Frozen, or Froze, will get the flag out. Bigfoot's trying to chase him down, but nice flag discipline. That's probably been the Union's biggest strength tonight is their flag discipline. But again, the issue is the CSA is kind of committing at this point their whole team to it over here. And I mean, has this... I mean, it's what? 7-man, 11 infantry in balance right now. So it's not as bad as it was in the start, but it's still a fair amount of guys. But that's the thing. CSA is kind of committing their whole team to the point at this time. And Union's going in independently trying to take it. Like, they still have a fair amount of guys in the woods. Like, you got I-Corps here in the woods. just kind of shooting it out with the CSA. It looks like some 10th US guys are with them. And sure, you don't want to lose the woods as Union, but CSA has the point right now. You're going to lose if you don't take the point back. So... JD getting shot off there, retreating. I mean, what do you got? Oh my goodness.
Skirmish order right here. Skirmish order right here.
Yeah,
Skirmish
drop these
order.
heretics.
Hold the line. Skirmish order. Hold the line.
Sussy Brigade trying to push up and get a flank. At least get some nice shots on Union, preventing them from going there, although it's not a whole lot of guys there. CSA is starting to push up in the woods, though, slowly taking over that. And... I mean, Union just has to commit as a team to going for that point. There's really no other way for Union to do it at this point. You got Iron Brigade, though, flanking around for the far side here. Looks like some MB guys are following them as well. Union kind of shifting up to this half-stone wall. Going to force Sussy out. And maybe they're going to make a team push here in a second for the point. Union tickets, another note to the counterattack, Union tickets don't matter since they're down a whole lot, right? They're going to go up to whatever CSA is, and really the only thing that matters is the CSA tickets. And it looks like you got CSA now getting a flank on the other side. Actually, it looks like 5th NC. Good numbers there. The banners were the ones who were up here flanking, not all of Sussy Brigade. 5th NC and the banners are all in Sussy Brigade, by the way. That's why the clarification was made. Union's starting to push up, though, get into these rocks. CSA, though, I mean, just zooming out here. It looks like IB's taking the scenic route of Anderson's, but CSA is getting flanks from shots from two different angles on the Union here. It's going to make it real difficult for them to hold, at least consistently. At this point, right, Union needs to charge that CSA blob out and then make a push for the point. The problem is that they're trying to get a shootout and being shot from two different angles. That's just not going to work. You defeat the CSA in detail. Charge them out separately. If they're spread out like they are, you got to take advantage of that. However, it looks like CSA is going to initiate the charge on this side, and here they go.
Yeah, we are, bitch.
Come here, Yankee.
Fire down! Fire down, boys! Fire down!
Which this charge won't do a whole lot for the CSA side. You just need to maybe watch the flag discipline. Looks like 12th VA, though, is seeing that pushing up with MSG. Some 5th VA guys as well. Iron Brigade's finally going to get in some action, but they're not going to do a whole lot. Banner saw him and moved right on it.
For so long. I'm so ready for this.
I mean, we'll see, though.
Brace. Let him file into the rock. Let him file into the rock.
Use that rock as a choke hold. Choke hold.
Let them file into the choke. Hey, you come here. You come here right here, boy. You come right here.
Go away.
You're not
Come
here.
Stand and go. Stand and go.
Let's go.
Alright, we're good. Step through.
There's a yank right there. There's a yank.
Oh, they're under the
So,
rocks.
Banners holds Iron Brigade off, and CSA is kind of throwing Union off a little further back with those charges. They kept their flags alive too, CSA, so they're in a great spot. This is... wow. CSA is just going to probably outright hold this and just win the game in now 8 minutes.
Tennessee's running, everybody. Who would have guessed?
No. I don't want to pull my...
They're all south.
And Iron Brigade's going to lose their flag. Maybe? Yep.
Get him, Sue! He's dead! Hit him! Fuck him! Fuck him, son! Fuck him! Fuck him, goddammit! Hit him, son! Hit him, son! Hold on positions! Hold on positions!
Holy crap, another one. That's what you get for enjoying the moments there. Union trying to break through now. Looks like they're doing more of a team effort, which is good to see. one CSA flag down for now, but Union has their flag down. CSA, at least the CSA collapse on the other side, trying to assist in the holding, which point is still strongly in CSA's hands.
Right there. Brace.
That guy has no fucking awareness.
So CSA holds the initial front. You got more Union trying to streak through, but unfortunately, I don't know if it's going to be able to do a whole lot. Union gets breaking. They're getting close to final push here. And CSA now counter-charging. Union bringing their flags up, trying to gain the ground back, but CSA is able to strongly kind of hold this, and they might get some Union flags in a second.
Push them down. Got it, George.
So that's 2 Union, 3 Union flags down. Oh, just 2. 3 now. And CSA has completely regained the position. 6 minutes left on the counterattack, and man, you do have Iron Brigade going out. I assume this is them anyways. Man. There was one of these rocks, I think it was this one, where people used to get stuck in the rocks. I think I have a clip of it on my old channel, or I think I do, where someone would, like, a flag would spawn someone in right there and they'd get stuck. This was when you couldn't, like, hop up onto the rocks and stuff like that. Which is something I was going to mention last round but never mentioned, is the fence, vaulting fences. It's a wild thing to see. Because it used to be where you just instantly vault a fence, but now you don't.
It was about 3 that I stepped
We should do it. Rally round the bonny flag. We'll rally once again.
And again, shouting, battle cry freedom. Yee!
Slot those bastards.
Amoy!
Die, heretic! Die!
I got you, heretic!
Kill that son of a bitch.
Where are you, Southside?
So Iron Brigade will get that flag back. Union, the rest of their team is making moves through the woods. 3 Union flags down right now, which is this whole Union team pushing this way. 10th Tennessee, 5th Virginia, I see Colquitt's in 5th North Carolina are going to take the brunt of this.
Not paying my taxes.
Keep going. Don't stop. Keep going.
Get in there! Oh, you better get a kill here.
So Union kind of just... The problem for Union, you can see when I right-click here, Union's charge is very spread out. I know they necessarily didn't outnumber the CSA side, but the problem is when you... CSA has a very kind of... It's not too big, but it's a longer defensive line. And when you as Union charge out, or spread out and charge into kind of the whole CSA line, it gives you no advantages as an attacker there. It allows the whole defensive line to get nice and clear shots on you charging in. Where whenever you do charge, you need to mass up and hit the flank of one of those charges and just roll over the CSA, kind of defeating them in detail, and then shooting down the flank is obviously great as well. You get Union wanting to go through here. They're not trying to charge straight head on like they did a moment ago, which didn't really work. But they were trying to flank in, but CSA was set up perfectly. Final push for Union. I don't think the gold timer dropped. The final push timer is the amount of time it takes to get from your main spawn to the point of contention 2 times without getting your bayonets and reloads. So 2.5 minutes. Here comes the Union mob. The blob or mob, however you want to put it. And I mean, they're just trickling in. Infinite tickets for Union at this point. They just have the limited time. It's not like they had a lot of time before they hit final push in the first place, which is what you normally expect from this type of thing. However, CSA is holding that. Ah, here's some Union. That's probably Iron Brigade, I would guess. Yep. Trying to do it a little flank, but CSA is ready for him.
Yeah, this is so bad, man. Fuck you, cousin. Fuck you.
Kill that officer! Kill that officer!
And again, at this point, flags are kind of a big thing. You got more Union just trying to trickle in. 1.5 minutes left. CSA reinforcements moving out of the wood line, and they sweep through the rest of the Union groups there. Union's making an attempt, though, at the CSA blob here.
You want to meet my friend? Meet my friend Sword. You like Swordy? Swordy is nice. Swordy loves to be your friend.
If Union gets more bodies on point when the clock hits 0, they can force an overtime to try and retake it. Which again, flag discipline still very important here. Union has most of their flags back up.
Fucking bitch! Fuck you, bitch! Fuck you, bitch! Fuck you!
Union starting to maybe make a little ground here, perhaps. It's kind of hard to tell. CSA flag down. You got a fair amount of CSA back here. Union still pouring in. 30 seconds left. Union just needs more bodies on point when the clock hits 0, which with the CSA reinforcements moving over, it's not looking great for Union despite it being very close here. And here comes the last little Union home. 15 seconds. However, that looks like it's going to be the end of our round here. CSA starting to push through and push them out completely. So, wow. Really kind of a confusing round from Union. I don't know if coordination just wasn't happening, but the Union side just let CSA take the point. They never really contested it. And then when they did start to contest it, they went into detail. And by the time they actually started to do stuff as a team, it was way too late. So, good job from CSA. They played that as you should. Maybe not early capping like they did when they were up on a little bit of tickets, but, you know, they just outright held it and won the game in the end. So, props to them for that. Anyways, with that all being said, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you want to support the channel more, go beneath the video and hit the join button. By doing so, you can get a live stream of all the broadcasts we do. You can advertise your regiment in the bottom of our videos and get an additional broadcast per week. Besides that, though, we have our Discord, our Clips channel, and more in the description. Anyways, I appreciate you all. I could not do this without you guys, and we will see you all in the next one. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your night.